Hello and welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture I'm going to be discussing how to improve your speed control when you're talking or when you're giving a speech. I'm getting at this topic because I've realised that giving you speaking exercises is great, but once people have done the speaking exercises that are way back in the previous lectures, I think they're close to the beginning where I do pace and volume control, people often struggle even when they're doing the exercises regularly. So I'm going to add in some tips that can help you improve your speed control. Right, body gestures are very important in oratory. Body gestures are very good and very effective at displaying emotions. But what they also do is they can help you control your pace. In general, moving your body, or specifically your hands and arms, slowly will help you to talk slowly. Whereas if you move your arms and legs about a lot and very quickly, you're going to be able to talk really quickly. So I think you should bear this in mind. Lots of people do this really well. Hitler, Mussolini, Churchill, people like that. I'm naming those three figures because you can probably find videos of those people speaking publicly on YouTube very easily. So there are obviously other examples. For example, my priest is very good at using body gestures. But if you watch someone like Churchill, Mussolini, Hitler, when they're giving a speech at a rally and they're talking quickly, their arms and hands will be moving very quickly when they talk quickly, and it's the same when they're talking slowly. Their hands and their hands are moving slowly. So what I'd suggest you do is when you're trying out the pace and volume control exercises, you try moving your hands accordingly. Hopefully this should make it easier for you to talk really quickly or really slowly. The second thing that is very important and very helpful for talking quickly is speaking in lines is very helpful for when you're talking quickly. When I mean lines, I mean not necessarily sentences, but a line like in a poem. So if you're unfamiliar with what would be meant by lines, you need to go read some poetry or check out one of my videos on poetry. But if you speak in manageable lines, it's going to be much easier for you to speak quickly. The reason is because speaking quickly is quite difficult because your brain has to think faster than it normally would. You need a prompt, or you need your speech structured in a way that makes thinking quickly easier. And I find the best way to do this is have lines. So have the fast section of a speech, or if a speech is fast, written in lines. You don't necessarily have to read the lines if you're quite good at remembering stuff, but having your speech divided into lines instead of paragraphs and sentences makes it a lot easier to talk quickly, because you can just blurt through a line, pause quickly, maybe take a breath. I wouldn't recommend taking a breath after every line, but that can be very effective as well. And you can just bang out another line and another line really quickly. Whereas if you structure it in sentences and paragraphs are all varying lengths, so it's very difficult if your speech is written in sentences and paragraphs to control the pace, or at least speak quickly and keep a consistent pace. That said, if you're talking slowly, it's generally easier to keep the structure consistent when you're speaking in sentences and paragraphs. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've got some homework for you. £10 if you can guess what the homework is. Not really, I'm joking. Your homework is to watch a speech by Churchill and notice and take note of the hand gestures. If you can find one by Hitler, Mussolini, it will be an interesting exercise for you to compare the two. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.